Hey guys, this is not another podcast because remember, we are not one of them. And today I'm here with the beautiful, inside out gorgeous Krystal Robertson-Harris. So say hi from wherever you are. She is, so it's crazy. I've known Krystal now for since kids were in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like 4 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, like almost 4 years. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, of course.
I know you're so busy, so this means so much to me to just take time out of your day.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know why I'm nervous. Are you guys nervous at home? Because I'm kind of nervous. We're about to get into it, okay? So she is a powerhouse in her own right. She's a mom. She's a wife of an NFL player, Roy Robertson-Harris, and just all around, like I said, gorgeous inside and out. Oh my God. So welcome, Krystal.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm actually going to start off with a prayer.
Okay. Love that. You love a prayer.
So yes, girl, we need prayer. Pray at home hard, okay, as I'm praying. Heavenly Father, we just come before you today with grateful hearts. Once again, it's me again. Thank you for this opportunity to speak, to share, to inspire. Lord, I lift this space up to you, this conversation, and every person watching or listening today. May our words bring encouragement, wisdom, and also truth. Guide us, Lord, in this purpose and remind us of our strength. You know, sometimes we can definitely feel like, oh, we can't do it, but just remind us of that strength that we have to help us walk boldly in your calling. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, girl. I needed it too.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to hop right in. But first, I want to say this is a
Mhm.
safe space. You can be honest. You can cry if you want to. I think we got some napkins somewhere. You can cry if you want to. Cute cry.
No other cry.
or ugly cry. Either one. But this is a safe space, and we're going to get right into it. So first, I want to do a little icebreaker.
Okay.
I'm going to play a song.
Mm.
So we're just going to jam out for maybe 30 seconds just to
Okay.
loosen up.
Yes.
So let's see what we got. Is it gonna play, guys? Hello? Oh, please.
It's just so
I
relaxing.
know, right?
This
I
song
feel
reminds me of like a cloud, like just a cloud of love.
I know, just no worries, just
Yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah.
At
It's so funny because this song actually makes me like emotional. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but
I know why too, because it's it just takes you back to before you had so much, I think, responsibility.
yeah.
It's calm,
Yes.
like a morning.
I love it. It
I
makes
feel like
me
I just want to
think of
dance
so
with you
many. I
guys.
know. Yes.
That's good. At last, I'm on this podcast. Okay, Dr. Seuss. All right.
And Beyonce's version, oh man,
Yeah.
she hits
I
the
remember
notes for
she
me.
sung that at the inauguration ball.
Mhm.
I remember
Yes.
that. Okay, at last, guys, we're going to get started. We're going to start off with some questions that we have for women like Krystal, who is in the spotlight. Her husband, like I said, is an NFL player, and give some insight to women who have their boyfriends or fiancés who maybe they're about to get drafted. So she can give insight to that and answer a few questions. I feel so calm now. Thank you, Ada.
What a good thing.
Okay, so I think this is kind of like a multifold question, but balancing personal life with, being in the high profile spotlight, how can you speak to that and trying to balance that with, keeping grounded, I guess I would say.
Yeah. That's
I know.
it's hard for sure. Like
Mhm.
every day is different. Some days they seem like I seem very confident, like, oh, I
Mhm.
can, like, this is easy. This is
Mhm.
not hard. Like,
Mhm.
you're making it hard when you overthink. And then there's certain days where life just really does hit you hard and you've
Mm.
got people emailing you, texting you, your kids,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But honestly, taking time for myself.
Mhm.
If I don't take time for myself, no one's gonna have a good day. My
That's
kids
right.
aren't gonna have a good day. My husband's not gonna have a happy wife. Like, so
Yes.
I think taking those days or those moments to kind of
Mhm.
sit back and be like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Whether
Mhm.
that's go and tan, like you just
Yes.
sit out in the sun
Mhm.
and you're not doing anything,
That
right? Or
vitamin
you're just
D.
like, yes,
Mhm.
it's good for you.
It's good for you.
It's good for the soul. Like just maybe even like getting your nails done, the small
Mhm.
thing, going on a walk.
Mhm.
I like taking
Yeah.
baths. Like
Yes, I do too.
Roy
Yes.
will take the kids and I will take an hour bath and I'll just sit in the
Mhm.
bath.
With
Sometimes
some Epsom salt?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. And
Dr. Teal's, like whatever
yes.
you got. Like I definitely time for yourself.
Mhm. That's
That's
good.
the only way you can manage doing
Mhm.
so many things
Mhm.
at once, I feel like.
I agree. I totally agree. And even though, I mean, I'm not balancing all of the things, but
You
I
got a
would,
lot. You got a
yeah,
lot.
a little bit of a lot. But I definitely agree with everything you said. And just definitely taking that time for yourself because you can't pour from an empty cup. Like if your cup is empty, how you gonna help somebody else?
Exactly.
So y'all take a bath if you haven't
A nice warm bath.
with Epsom salt.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. I love that. What would you say? My next question, I would say, skip this one. Let's because you kind of touched on it a little bit.
Okay.
Um, tell us a time where you had to get over, like, I guess, a rough patch with being in. I know a little rough
Which
patch,
patch?
girl. I know whichever one you would like to share.
Um,
That would help someone who may go through something like that.
so one of the hardest times in my life as an adult
Hmm.
was after I had my first son. After I had Jalen, mind you, I had a lot of different obstacles.
Hmm.
My husband was not drafted,
Mm,
so he came into the league clawing for his spot,
yeah.
which is so for him by
Hmm.
himself, not me, not no one else included,
Hmm.
was hard mentally.
Yeah.
So when someone that you're with is going through such a mental state, right?
Hmm.
It's hard to give to me. It's hard to give to his
Yes.
son because there's so much going on internally
Right.
that caused a lot of friction and within the family too dynamic because I was a new mom.
Exactly.
I
So
I've been in Chicago
postpartum.
postpartum. I was in Chicago. I knew no one in Chicago.
Hmm.
I mean, so many things were happening at that point.
Hmm.
Like I said, he was undrafted, and then his first before he even got to Chicago, he actually had a heat stroke. So they put him on NFI, which is like no one really gets put on NFI. Like
I don't
you've
even
never
know what
really
that is,
heard of it.
Krystal.
You hear of IR, you hear of all these
Yeah.
things, but NFI is like no one even knows what that is. So he
Right.
was getting paid less than practice squad. So there was a lot of mental battles he was going through, which I didn't know how I didn't know what I was
Yeah.
doing. I was just like trying to pour into him
Right. And even though
from an
you.
empty cup. I was trying to pour into him. And
Mhm.
the crazy thing is I was speaking more of like I would pray and be like, God,
Mhm.
tell me what I need to tell him because I
That's
don't
good.
know.
Oh, that
I
gave
have
me
no
goosebumps.
idea what I'm doing. I
Mhm.
just need you to speak through me.
Mhm.
And all I would speak is always, which is crazy, is like positivity. Like it's
That's
gonna
good.
happen.
That's not
You're
crazy.
gonna be fine.
Mhm.
You're gonna look back and I said these words, and when I look back now,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
mind
Oh
blowing
my
because I would
gosh.
be like, this year, you're going to forget this year
Mhm.
happened. You're not going to remember that this was a year that you had
Mm.
of struggle. And we're at this point where he's
Yeah.
going into year 10 and we forget about that
Yeah.
first year. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Me as a mom, I was struggling so I mean I wish he was here to like account for all of the struggles we had went
Yeah.
through that first year. That was definitely a huge obstacle we had to get over, but faith definitely is
Yes.
the only thing that kept us going.
Okay. And I just want to applaud you guys. I know Roy's not here, but I just want to applaud you guys for keeping, keep going through that. Because sometimes I feel like people want to give up, or they may take a different route because they're like, oh, this isn't working, or, oh, I'm not gonna make it because it's not working. Everything isn't falling into place. And I think, sometimes it feels like things are falling apart, but really they're falling together.
Yes.
And if you just pray over your man and you speak positively like Krystal did, 10 years later, 10 years. And can you tell us what NFI is? Because I'm going to be honest, I have no idea
So
what that is.
it's non-football illness.
Okay.
Yes. So it didn't happen, although he was training while it happened, it didn't happen while he was in the facility.
Okay.
So, of course, and you read the fine print, they can weasel their way around and not paying you. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. And
so
that was the first year you said? And
Very
after
first year,
Jalen,
our
her firstborn.
Firstborn, first year, we had just got out of college, and that's what we came into. It was wild.
Well, God is good. I'm telling you, like, if you just pray, if you just continue to pray, I don't know if you guys are faith-based, but this right here hopefully will push you into believing and understanding that God is real. And if you pray for something and God truly sees your heart, like, it's going to be okay. Like, try not to worry so much, because you can't worry and pray at the same time.
Yeah.
And honestly, worrying is just going to give you some extra gray hairs, and the outcome doesn't change by worrying. So it's going to be okay.
And the power of the tongue, is, you speak life, you speak death.
Yes.
Like the Bible says, if you are, and it coincides a little bit with manifesting, like you're speaking that life, into your partner, whoever it may be, to yourself,
Yes. Well, like I said, I applaud you for getting through that while even most likely pouring from an empty cup and having, postpartum and all the things. New mom. Was your mom or his mom there?
No, we were all alone.
Oh my gosh.
In the snow, in the winter. I'd never lived in snow like that before. So I was stuck in a box. We were in an apartment, a little 1-bedroom den. And it was just it was hard. It was a struggle for sure. Yeah.
And yes, I love that. I love stories like this. Like, yes, girl. We're going to try and lighten it up, okay? Because you almost got me. I was like, oh, Lord, I don't got no tissue. Okay, let's go. Let's fast forward, okay? He's been in the league 10 years now,
Going into his 10th season,
When you first started, I guess when he had this, let's take me back to his first ever game when he's in the real league now, right?
Okay.
His first ever game. If you remember, can you tell me like what it was like that morning, like the game, getting dressed?
Yeah, I think we were so eager, so excited because we had that whole year of like anticipation and like building and speaking that life, right? And we were finally getting to the point where we're like, oh my God, God is giving you this chance.
Right.
And so it's nerve-wracking. I remember like your palms get sweaty, your arms are sweaty.
Like before getting to the
oh yeah,
stadium.
absolutely. You're jittery. You're like, it's almost like an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
In a sense too, because you're like, you can't sit still. You got to get up. You got to move. You got to like give me a drink. Like I'm getting hot, but then I'm getting, you know what I mean? It's a lot of mixed emotions because it's also so many things that could go bad as well.
True.
As much as like you talk this moment up to be like, finally you get this chance, there's that other side to the coin, right? Where it's like, it can end at any moment.
Right.
And I knew that going into it, that it was also a risk. So definitely like an adrenaline rush is how I would describe it.
Okay.
Or compare it to.
Okay. And so can you tell us what position does Roy play?
Defensive tackle.
Okay. The whole time he's always been defensive tackle?
Yeah. So his first season, he was a defensive end. So he's like on the edge. And then they moved him his second year into like D tackle. So he's like in the inside.
Gotcha. So now listen, don't y'all talk about me because I don't really know football. And I know every girl says that, but I mean it. I Googled a lot of this stuff on here. Okay. So I guess he does not he tackles people so that they don't get a touchdown
Yes.
on
So
the other team.
he tackles the quarterback.
On the other team. Okay,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah. He's not really like he's not in the end. Like
Okay.
he's not doing the receiving
Okay.
tackling. Those are like the safeties and the cornerback, sorry. But
Okay.
he's more in the front. So they're just pressuring the quarterback. What
Okay.
you want to do is make the quarterback choke. You want him to
Mhm.
either you want to get a sack.
Mhm.
So then that's a
Okay. Y'all
play
see
that
how it
is done.
turns? You see how
I
it
got a little
turns?
something in my
Okay,
piggy bank.
Krystal.
And then obviously just putting that pressure so he
Mhm.
doesn't throw the ball.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So with that, if you remember, like when he first got to that first game, like, were you like in the stands or were you like on the field?
Yes, we were on the field. We did like because Chicago was, unlike Jacksonville, Chicago was very open to like whoever wanted to be on the field, like the family.
Okay.
So I'm sure I have a picture, but yeah, we were on the field, said our like hi, all the
I
things.
love that.
We had a little family room that's kind of like underneath the stands that all the wives and girlfriends would go to, and even like coaches' wives and stuff go there for a little bit while they pre-gamed, and then we were out in the stands.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's exciting.
it was exciting.
I could definitely imagine being like,
Yeah.
thank you, losing my voice.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was
screaming?
yeah, I definitely was screaming. I was for sure.
I love that. Okay. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, meeting some of the other wives for the first time. Is that like awkward or like how does that even?
When I first got into the league, it wasn't awkward. I actually, funny enough, my very first friend, her name was Rachel. Shout out to Rachel. She was amazing. She's such a good person. And my husband knew her boyfriend at the time, and became really good friends.
Okay.
And then he was like, hey, you should hang out with her, because I hang out with him, sort of thing. And then she just had a baby. I just had a baby. She had just had her second, and I just had Jalen. So yeah, it was like nice to have that common ground of like, oh my gosh, you're a mom too.
Yes,
We're both going into this, right? Because it was also his first year too.
Okay.
So that was nice.
Wow.
So that was my first friend, and yeah, it was crazy.
That's good. And it's like, kind of comforting to like have somebody to talk to, because I know, like you said, when you went through the NFI, you were in the house basically.
Yes.
So you went from, four walls to like, okay, we on this field. I got a friend. Like you just need one good friend.
Yeah, just one good friend.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so now take us to the first time where, okay, you were in Chicago and I guess I almost said got orders to move, girl. You know what I mean? Like, I guess you get traded to.
So it was a free agency. So his contract ran out. When you're a rookie, you sign like a 4-year contract with a 5-year, like a 5th-year option.
Okay.
So we finished out. He became a free agency, so anyone can get you.
Okay.
And yeah, we got the call from Jacksonville. There was some other teams.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville was obviously the one that was paying the most.
Okay.
And that's where you go. We're gonna pay you.
And that's, I don't want to say shocking. I love Duval. Okay. I'm born and raised in Jacksonville, but I think it's always surprising to me how the Jaguars, they, pay their players well, which is awesome. Versus other teams apparently that are doing, that may be scoring a little bit more. I've always heard that they, pay better than, some teams, like I said, who are seen more as doing better.
It's definitely a complex, to be honest. I don't know everything about it. There's so much that goes into it, like cap, what the like league is technically like giving these teams to spend for the year, but what you've already capped off, like what you've already spent. So there's a lot to go into it, but also a big thing is some players will so someone in like Patrick Mahomes' caliber, right, will take a cut because he's like, you know what? I'd rather get all these really good guys around me
Okay.
than me get paid the most. And now we're not going to have that many good guys,
Okay.
you know? So you got to balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady was known for doing that. He was and that's why he has so many rings. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, give me all the money,
Yes.
because then you're not going to have key
That makes
players
sense.
around you. You know what I mean?
Tom,
Enough
okay.
to, yeah.
That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. So that's why they probably have more to give, because they're probably not spending it like bigger teams.
Right.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. My next question is, how do I word this? Because it's like just a quick talking point. Do you sometimes feel pressure, I would say, to perform or maintain some type of image because of your husband's career, or do you just kind of like...
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's natural human nature. I mean, everyone's different. Me personally, like I don't want to just be looking, I mean, although I do look very crazy most of the days, but like, you know, when we are like going out to dinner, I'm like, I don't want to just like have my hair up, like, babe, give me that time, you know, because I don't know. I was definitely raised by like an older set. I'm obviously, but that was more of like, keep yourself up, you know, that mentality of
I
like,
believe in that too.
yeah. And you know, honestly, you look better, you feel better.
Exactly.
You
and
know?
you never know who you're gonna see.
You never,
like,
I don't want to be looking crazy. Yeah.
Barack and
And
Michelle.
we're running, like we're running by, you know, and honestly, my husband knows so many people, and so many people know my husband that I don't want to be looking crazy. And you know, men, they just like, they just get up and go, and they always look good. Like my husband, I'm like, oh, you just can get up and you're just so lucky, you
It's
know?
so easy for them. They can just...
For girls, it's like, and honestly, people have a higher expectation of us. I think that we forget that part. We forget that us as women are actually very critical of ourselves as a species. You know, like we're like, we look at women and we might even be like, we fall to be like, oh wow, she doesn't take care of herself, or she doesn't, you know what I mean? Which is, I don't want to do that, but I think it's just been so instilled in us,
that we have to look a certain way, or dress a certain way, and if we don't, it's like, oh,
it's like, oh, they're gonna think of you, you know, or like if I imagine if I just have my hair up every day. I mean, there's gonna be people that are like, oh my God, your husband's an NFL, like, please get, you know, do yourself up.
Sad.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's usually, you know who it comes from? It's us as women. You know, we're our biggest critics. So yeah, I definitely do feel that pressure for sure.
So with being in the league 10 years now, have you just kind of been like, you know what, I'm gonna wear this, or I'm not gonna do this, or you just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna just put it on. I'm gonna put this on.
I have my days. Like some days I'm just like, don't care.
Yep.
Some days I'm like, yeah, I really wanna, you know what I mean? As far as game days go, I definitely like to, I'm definitely just like a dress up girly. Like I love to like outfits and like dress up and like I'm so girly like that. So I love that part. But there are days where I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm like, no, I have to. You know what I mean? I've got to do it. Got to do it for the girls. Like, I don't know.
Do it for the gram, kind of, sort of, but not really. But you know, and I think a lot of times we try and let that pressure, like, oh my gosh, just do you, you know, like she said, sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, and just let that be it. Like, try not to lean so hard into like being so hard on yourself. Like, you have to look like this. You have to look like how you want to look and what makes you feel good about yourself.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. And I like to dress up too. I will literally wear a suit to Publix, okay? I will be in Publix getting some non-dairy.
I know, you always are dressed up. I love that. I love that.
I'm not, but I think when you see me.
Yes, every time I see you, I'm like, oh, that's a cute outfit.
Yeah, sometimes when I drop because our kids go to the same school, and I'll be dropping my daughter off, and I do sometimes feel like, dang, I am a little overdressed, because I'll
never that.
I'll see another mom,
perfect,
and the mom will be looking at me like, girl, it's 7 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know, this is really who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I was raised like a little bit, like you said, my mom would always dress me up. So I think from a young age, you just feel like, I want to dress up now. Like, I just
I was my mom's Barbie doll. She would dress me up for everything.
See?
Anything and everything. And then as I got older, she would literally kind of criticized me. Like I would come out and she's like, "You're gonna wear that." And I'm like, yeah, like what's wrong with this? I did go through a tomboy phase.
Me
So
too.
I was like, I think being so young and always like the hair, the bow, the matching, and I was just like, take it off, take it off. And then my dad being so kind of like rough with me, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna wear shorts and a big t-shirt and just wear my hair up. And my mom would be like rolling her eyes, like, really? Do you have to wear that? You know? And then as I got older, I think once I got into college, I like hit that real like, oh my God, I want to dress up. I want to feel cute. So I definitely went through phases for sure in my life. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Tell us how you and Roy met.
Ooh, we met. So I was, so I just graduated. So it was the summer after I graduated. I hadn't started college yet.
Okay.
He was already he was going into his second year. And I was visiting a friend and in El Paso, Texas. I was currently about to go to, because I was taking summer programs, like these summer classes at UTSA in San Antonio. So I went to go visit my friend, met Roy it was like a pregame. And they were all like in the room playing video games or something. And Roy walked in and I was just like, literally, I was like pouring shots and I was like, who just walked through this door? Who is this man? What is his name? Like, it's just one of those moments where you're instantly attracted to somebody. Like you just want to know all these things about them. And I was just like, oh my God. But I'm not.
That's so cute.
I'm not I'm more of you chase
first.
me.
Okay.
Like you need to chase me. I need to feel that you like me or want me.
Yes.
But I started drinking.
Okay.
And I got a little confident. So I actually
liquid
approached
courage,
him
they call it.
and him and his friend were there. And I was just like, why aren't y'all talking to any girls? Like, there's so many girls here. It was like a lingerie party. It was El Paso. So nobody was like actually in lingerie. Everybody was just like in crop tops and stuff. And I was like, why aren't y'all talking to any girls? Like, hee hee ha ha. And they're like, no, like, he's like, these are all my friends. Like, I know all of them. Like, I don't see them like that. Yeah. And then I was just like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
And of course, dialogue progressed. And it was just like, well, why are you here? Like, what do you do? Do you play a sport? Because it was summertime. So usually all the kids that play sports, all the athletes are there at that time.
Okay.
So they all assumed I was like a softball player, or volleyball player.
Oh.
So they were like, oh, are you going to be like on our team? And I'm like, oh no, I don't even go to school here. Like I go to school in San Antonio.
Oh Lord.
So then that night he asked me for my number. I gave it to him. And then I was just like, text me. And he texted me that night.
Oh.
And he was like, I'm going to have
job.
like a little after party. Do you want to come over? And I was like, nah, I'm good. Well, maybe another time, And then he texted me the next day and I was on my way back to San Antonio. And he was just like, my birthday is that day. He was like, my birthday's today. I want to see you. And I was just like, well, I'm leaving. Literally, I'm on the road right now. So that won't be happening. But like, that's crazy because my birthday's in 3 days. And he's like, oh, that's crazy. Like, we're 3 days apart. And he was literally the first person, mind you. I went back to Houston actually for my birthday.
Okay.
And there's an hour difference from El Paso to Houston. The time. And he was the first person to tell me happy birthday on my time. So he timed it up. Yes. Okay. And knew like, okay, I'm gonna text her at this time. Yeah, he definitely
That's good.
He played a lot of attention. He does pay attention to detail.
That's good. And like you said, you like to be I don't want to say chase, but like you want to know somebody likes you.
Yes. Yes.
Pursued. Yes. And just like put some effort. That just took a little bit more than, I'm going to get her number and text her whenever.
Right.
That's good.
Yes.
So you guys are the same sign?
So he's actually like a Cancer Leo the day that it changes. Okay. So he has like a lot of Cancer signs. Okay. Like whenever I read it out, I'm like, you're more of a Cancer than you are a Leo. For sure. But I'm definitely a Leo, like to the T. Yeah.
I want to take this next little segment to have you talk directly to a woman
Mhm.
who is feeling like she can't do it anymore. She's in this limelight, you know, her boyfriend, husband, fiance, he just got drafted, but she just doesn't feel like she can do it. She doesn't know what to expect maybe. And can you like speak directly to her and give her some encouragement, uplift her, you know, in this moment when she's feeling like that?
Well, first of all, you can do anything that you want. We as women, I think we forget that we hold the power
Mm-hmm.
to honestly a lot of to a to a certain extent, obviously, of our spouse's success. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of the times women are overlooked, and you have to understand that you play such a key role in the quality of his life, the quality of your life, and the success that you have as a couple. There's a lot of things that he can't do without you, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And I think don't ever give up on your dreams. If that's someone you love, you will kick yourself in the butt if you one day just are like, why did I do that? Self-sabotage.
Yep.
You know, something that was meant for me.
Yep.
So keep going. Don't give up. There's going to be hard times. Everything's hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. We wouldn't have any problems in life.
Yeah.
Everything is hard. There's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be those moments, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but you just got to keep pushing always
Love
and
that.
have goals, you know,
Yes.
and just tunnel vision for those
Yes.
goals constantly.
I love it. Yes. I really hope you felt that and received that. Whoever you are that's watching this and you feel like you just can't keep going, you can keep going. And I think a lot of times, I think if we just remember, you can only control what you can control. So just let it go and it's going to be okay. Just keep going. Definitely don't give up, like Krystal said.
Yes.
Last question for real this time. I know I said that like 2 other times, but if your life had a theme song, what do you feel like it would be? I guess right now. Look, not the NFI part. This life right here.
This life right here. Oh man, it's so funny. Like my mind is like
I
almost like
know.
just
I
snippets
know,
of all
right?
of these
Oh, so you got
moments in
like
time.
a bunch of
That
songs.
you've got like these beautiful moments of like with my family and my boys and running around and being outside and being with my husband and watching him be such a great dad. And those are like such like flowery, soft, you know,
Yeah.
songs. And then you've got moments where it's like mom and dad time.
Yeah.
And then it's like we're out partying, we're having a good time
Yes.
and we're so in love. And it's like those
Mhm.
are our Drake songs. And
Yeah.
we're just like, we're feeling so good about life, you know?
Yes.
So that one's hard because it's
Okay.
like, but
True.
it would be like it would just probably be honestly just because, you know, I'm a fan, but definitely like a Drake song.
Yeah, a Drake song.
It would just be like, yeah,
Like any of the
we're
ones
just
in
gonna have
the
a good time.
beginning Drake, right? Or would you
Honestly,
say?
I've always been a Drake fan.
Me too.
So
I do like Drake. I mean,
yeah.
you know.
I've just from the beginning as a creative person myself, I think is just
Mhm.
very talented. So
Yeah.
it's like the evolution
Yeah.
altogether. Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and even I feel like I would say Aubrey.
Aubrey Graham.
Yes,
Yep.
definitely. In those days, I'm like, man, he is really talented. Like,
Very
okay.
talented.
And then he
Yeah.
can change and, you know, go to a whole different genre. So
I know he gets criticized a lot for it.
he
And I mean,
does. But that's
it
good.
is what it is.
It's good to be more than one thing, like just
Yeah.
so surface level and you can't change and, you know,
Yeah.
go on to be something different, you
Yeah.
know, grow and evolve. So shout out to Drake.
It was honestly just because he dropped an album, so it's the
Yeah.
only thing I'm listening to
Yeah.
right now. So that's the first thing that came to my mind.
So how do you feel about, okay, sidebar, how do you feel
Okay.
about the whole Kendrick, Drake situation?
Honestly, I don't really know how to feel because I like Kendrick. He's a
Yeah.
very intelligent man. Like
Yeah.
to say the things that he says in some of his music and
Yeah.
still be
And tie it
so
together.
like the beat and the what he's saying and
Yeah.
right, like all of it together is so
It's a masterpiece.
artistically, yes, It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
That I don't know what to think. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's
I know,
fake.
right?
I mean, it's just kind of like, did y'all do
It's
this
entertainment, I
for?
feel like, at this point.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, they're here to entertain. I don't know. I really don't know. I think I respect them both as
Yeah. And
individual
that's the
artists. So
thing.
I don't really have a. I'm not like a. Oh, I'm only Drake
This
or I'm
person or this
only.
person.
Yeah, I'm not really
I
like
love
that.
that.
I'm not like that at all. I'm very
People,
much like their music is both amazing. I'm gonna bump
thank
both of
you.
it. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. People forget that you can like
I know you can like
two
more
people
than
at the
yeah,
same
it's
time, two
okay.
artists
Like
at
we
the
don't
same
have
time.
to just be one person. But
You don't have to choose a side all the time, you
yeah.
know, just especially with music. You can listen to it all. You don't have to be like, oh, this is, yeah, I'm just, this Drake. It could be both, you know?
Right.
So, yes. All right. So let's have a little fun.
Okay.
This last piece of our podcast today, we're going to have a little challenge.
Okay.
Krystal, this would be fun to show your husband too.
Yeah.
So I've decided to name this NFL Wives Playbook Challenge. So what this is I'm going to give you a term
Okay.
and you can either just give me the definition,
Mm-hmm.
you can act it out. That might be a little hard. You can act it out, or you can relate it to like life.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, okay, you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Wait,
I'm
don't
like,
be shy. You got that
oh,
phone number,
nervous.
Krystal. Okay. All right. False start.
Oh, that's when they're on the line and someone moves before the ball moves.
Good job. Okay. Look, I'm gonna insert some clapping because she got that right, guys. That is correct. Correct.
Yay.
So, what does the quarterback do? This should be easy.
Scores touchdowns or throws the ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. Okay. Score. That would be nice if you did. Okay. What is the line of scrimmage?
Is where the ball is placed.
Yeah. Where they put the ball when they start.
Yes.
So pretty much, yeah. So she got okay. Krystal. Yes. Well, so I feel like you should get these next ones.
Okay.
Coin toss.
Oh, at the very beginning, like who's on offense, who's on defense.
Ooh, all right.
You'll be proud of me.
Yes. This next one is easy. Okay. How many? Well, I don't know if it's easy. How many points is a touchdown?
7 points.
You know what? I actually don't have the answer, guys.
Is it 7 points?
I think it's probably
6 points and then the extra point. Dang.
Yeah, but see, you got that. So we gonna give her, half of a point, kind of, sort of. So where do they get the extra point from? If they do score the touchdown,
kick a field goal.
All right. You got it then. That's you got it. So she's good.
That's the basic, the fundamentals.
Yeah, she get her a little something, not too much. Maybe an extra foot rub. You probably already do that, but just a little 10 minutes extra on the foot rub. Yeah. So we're gonna close it out. This has been a dope conversation, a fun time. I really hope if you're listening, watching, that you receive something from this message. I think the basis of the message is to definitely keep going. There is absolutely going to be hard times, and hard times, I feel like, shape good character. So, and just remember, even when you're in those hard times, that there's going to be another side of that, a beautiful side of that. So just keep going. Please don't give up, because it's going to be okay. And Krystal, you can follow her on IG. You want to give your IG?
Yes, on IG, it's Krystal Robertson-Harris. I know it's really long. And on TikTok, you can follow me at KrysSoOfficial.
Awesome. Be sure to follow her. And also, I can't remember if I said my name because this is not another podcast, so I forgot my name. Felicia. I'm Felicia. I'm the owner of Luxury Point Studio. I'm going to tag Not Another Pod, Jax. That is the Instagram. You'll also be able to watch this on YouTube. And we are celebrating Women's Day, so happy International Women's Day. Yes, we are the best, like literally the best. And I just want to close it out and remind you that God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. So I hope you received a good message today, and bye.